that I baked previously, and you know, a lot of times the back, even as careful as you are rolling it out, you still get these little divots and weirdnesses. And just pick the pretty side to show, and kind of work with everything else. This one got a little wonky and warpy, and so we're going to straighten him up so that he stays on a little better, because he's in this kind of shape. He's not going to meet up well with all the other friends here. So I've just got a little grasp, and it's being really difficult today. And I'm just kind of taking a little bit of the more obvious chunks off of it so that you get a little smoother, flatter surface for everything to meet up. And you get little divots and weirdnesses like that. And just smooth them down. Just like you wouldn't build something out of pieces you had not sanded yet with wood. You want to go back through and make sure that everything is nice and neat and ready to go before you start actually trying to build with gingerbread. And this is super thick royal icing, and apparently this is the bag we had poppy seed bagels in, because now there's poppy seeds all over my bag. And we're gonna put my scissors. And just cut the hole in your piping bag about the size you want your bead to be. And yeah, that'll work. And I just went through and kind of laid out a little right angle there, because I am terrible about when I set my things up. It gets kind of wonky. But you put a bead of icing, just like you're putting caulk on something. Right on the bottom edge, set it up. And if you have a ton of free time, you know, sit there and hold it while it dries. But I'm not about that kind of life. I would rather sit down and watch TV and eat some chocolate while that is drying up. So you just want to shore it up with something. And this is where it's really helpful to have a second set of hands if you can. But on this second piece, I'm going to put it along the bottom and along the side where it's going to meet my first piece down. And double check to make sure that that's the correct orientation for everything. And I actually am putting this one in backwards because I wasn't paying attention. But again, once you get it decorated, it's not going to be that noticeable. So if you do that, you can either take it apart and scrape off the extra icing, or you can just decorate it and go on. And in here, you know, that's not very nice and neat. So just kind of go through and clean that off. And that icing is reusable. You can totally plop that back in your bowl with everything else. And then make sure everything meets well. And then it's a good time to go hang out, eat something, you know, go to the restroom, you know, deal with emails, whatever you need to do with your day. And then just, once that's had time to set up a little more, same deal. Which, you know, sometimes it's not, and you just kind of, you know, roll with what you have. And I am totally not above just smearing things on with my fingers when it's being difficult. Because, you know, if you know me, you know I have no dignity. And then just make sure everything is kind of right where you want it. that's still fairly pliable so you can make little adjustments. And that should at least keep that from falling over on me. And you'll want to, once you get all 4 of your walls up, you want to leave that to dry for at least 2 hours. Because if you try to put the roof on while it's still kind of floppy and squidgy like that, your whole thing's going to come apart and then you're going to be really upset. So that's, time to, go do whatever you want to do with your time.